Set the whole goddamn place on fire.
Fuck yeah, here we are.
Rocking.
Damn, G-Bay makes it into the buzzer. I was hoping that he wasn't be there so we could talk shit about him. And rock solid. You wouldn't have even known that he was late, everybody.
Looks like
he's on mute, so we can talk shit now.
Looks like he even got a haircut.
I was gonna say, where's your Caribou shirt and Garden Club hat?
Is it just me, or is he frozen too? I mean, like that's even better. So
he's moving.
Like we totally talk fucking shit. No?
You know what's even worse than that though, G-Bay, is my sister's here. Like it's family dinner night. They're doing like the turkey dinner that often comes with this time of year upstairs. Right now, everybody's eating. And she's wearing a Cariboo Hart TV shirt, and I'm still not. So it's like I saw that walk in the door, and I'm like, oh, you make me look bad, sis. We're sitting here tonight. We got RASUFA joining us. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. How you guys doing?
Fucking excellent.
Excellent. I had a good Christmas this year. Last year, I don't know. Some of you guys may have. I've talked about it with some of you guys. I didn't do anything last year. Wasn't feeling good and sent the girlfriend back east to her family, and just did shit in the yard. Didn't pretended like it wasn't Christmas, Yeah. But this year I was a little jolly, a little festive, and happy to put up a tree and some lights and get gifts and give gifts and shit like that.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So I got a drone from my girlfriend, a little video drone. That's pretty fucking cool.
That is. I've always found fascinating.
Oh, dude. I've been wanting to buy one, so she just saved me.
So are you gonna try to like screw around and do some like aerial garden photos, like some drone fucking zippies around some like 15-foot plants this year, or what?
Oh well, I can't get those out there. My yard is visible to everybody. We got like a third of an acre, but there's like a half acre on that side and a bunch of yards on that side, so everybody's house can see my garden. So I have to be very careful. We're going to put up a cage this year in the winter so that next year I can do some shade cloths on the backside, which will help me in the afternoon sun because it's fucking brutal here. But it'll also block the view, and I can maybe get some 8-footers out there, which will be good.
Well, you did a lot of transformation in that yard. I don't know about everyone, but I watched the transformation from when you moved in there. You laid all your cardboard down and did all your fitting all your different mulches in there and shit. So
in that spot anyway. I mean, that's like a sliver of this yard.
We spent most of the summer watching you clean a driveway.
Don't forget the greenhouse carried on his back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Carrying the greenhouse on the back. Forgot about that.
Well, when you're alone, you got to figure it out, right? And when you work alone, you have methods of doing shit alone. I've put up giant ridge beams alone, walking it up 2 ladders, one rung at a time. Get down, walk it up the other side, right in the bucket.
Oh yeah. It takes like about 4 seconds for me. I will like text somebody and be like, all right, I need some help, and then instantly start to feel like, all right, how can I do this myself? Because I don't have any fucking help here, and it's not going to be here for another 2 minutes, and I want this fucking done. So you instantly start figuring out how to do it yourself, and I'm about that life. Like I get what you're saying,
especially if the help coming is not worthwhile. Cheers, Hubie. Who we got in here? We got Blue Kiss, Dankman, Dan, Jay Patrick, Local Grow Guy. Who else is up here? I can't see all the people involved. Ty, I see Ty Sticks.
I can't see shit. I'm on my damn phone. I can't see no chat, no nothing.
Jeff Apalia, what's up, everybody? JSO20.
What I am not having is not a good chatting experience this evening, so I'm gonna have to do it all on this side. I'm fucking hardcore in Top Chat.
This is the first time I've been able to use the chat in the StreamYard. I usually pop up YouTube and pop that chat out.
Yeah.
And have it right next to me.
Yeah, they're trying to make it a little more convenient from, like the guest side and things like that, which is nice because definitely being a guest on the side too, you're like this is like, you feel so detached, you know, from the chat and everything when you're doing that. So
okay, let's see if let's pull this up and see if I get a full on echo.
you know.
I'm gonna click
you pulling the old YouTubers up? Just
Yeah,
as long as you just delete it, or not delete it, mute it. It's always good, man.
Yeah,
that's how I run.
I'll keep both chats open just in case.
Actually, what I end up doing when you're on the show, and to make it the best experience as the person, I'll fucking pop out the chat, but I'll pause the YouTube video, and then I'll just pop out the chat and put it on live chat, and boom, and then you ain't got to worry about your YouTube making noise, but your chat's still in live. It's all good. Yeah, oh yeah, man. And then your stream doesn't bother you.
Oh yeah.
Hey, here's a message for you, Fluff. They miss you in chat already, man. Shit. Hoobie's lost without you, man.
I think Hoobie will get by, man. He knows what's up.
How was everybody's Christmas? Merry Christmas to everybody in chat and on the panel.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Anyone get any grow related stuff for Christmas? I got a couple sticky trap holders for my daughter. That was kind of cool.
No, dude, I got a bunch. So like my girlfriend wanted to make up for a couple of years of kind of slacking off a little bit, you know. So I got a lot of presents, but like toys and you know what I mean, and some t-shirts, funny t-shirts.
Drones and shit.
Yeah. She got me this bitch in neon that's it's a skull head with a cowboy hat smoking a joint.
Nigga tubular neon light.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That is.
I should grab it. I should grab it real quick. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna grab it.
Fucking Caribou coming in hot. Y'all see that shit?
Dude, my apologies. It's gonna be like that all night tonight, guys. Like I mentioned off the top, we got the family gathering going on upstairs, but one of my very best friends in life since like grade 9, you know, that typical story where you never used to like a person until you fought them, and then you became really good friends in the immediate aftermath of that. Okay, so this is that story in grade 9. And, you know, me and him have been thick as thieves ever since, but I haven't seen him in a good few years, and he fucking showed up on my parents' doorstep. So it's just doing you know, like I said to Fluff, I'm not trying to be an asshole to anyone in particular. I'm trying to be an equal asshole to everybody, and you know, that's badass. I like that, RASUFA.
I can't. It's too damn bright, man.
Oh, okay.
That is absolutely funny. You just say that, Art, man. I was just put on the lookout for verified green crack, and that would not be long.
Why?
Because I have a friend who said that his friend, that is absolute medicine for him. And he has been buying random green crack out of the dispensaries and is not happy about it. So,
well, it's not a very tasty variety, but yeah, if it's your medicine, it's your medicine.
You know, I've always said the same thing about like GG4 and shit too. You know, I mean, it's one that I've never been like, ooh, fucking, let's rip on that. That's one where you're like, okay, well, it's here. We'll smoke that.
We had that talk this afternoon, didn't we, Fluff?
Yeah, I think so. I think
I can just change my stream name from the Fluffernutter to Buckley's. It's hard to get in, but it works. You know what I mean? Whatever their slogan is. Fucking rough getting down, but it works.
So I think we should rip a dab here. We're, you know,
I'm down.
It's feeling about that time. Here's the sad news though, guys. I don't know. It broke. The fucking that was a good dab rig though. You know, like I couldn't even be mad when it happened because that little dab rig I bought a little over 2.5 years ago for what, maybe $40. Like that thing, it owed me nothing. Like it had a good life. Don't get me wrong. I would have loved to have seen it stick around for years to come. But in my life, if a glass piece sticks around for a year, it did good. It you know, so it had extended lifetime. And
did you pick that one up on a reservation while you were like traveling to a job one time?
Very close. I purposely left my dabs and stuff at home so I wouldn't do them up all while I was gone. Yeah. But they went and discovered reservation dispensaries, which are the bomb. And I got loaded up I think I ended up like 8 grams of goodies for $100 or something like that, and nothing to smoke them with. So I went and bought a dab torch, and at least I got old Blue kicking around the torch, for now. And
that's it. I remember the whole fucking story, man.
Yeah, man. So it's that thing was just about as old as Hoobie's just happy. I got to get a new banger now. Hoobie's stoked about that.
Right? That was like one of the show OGs, man.
It really was. So let's rip a let's up. Yeah. Thank you, GB.
This somber fucking song.
But yeah, like I said, it's like I couldn't even be mad about it. It just happened, and I was like, son of a bitch. It sucks that I'm inconvenienced, but and I think if I go and look in the car, I think I do have a dab out there that I can go. So it's not like I'm destitute. But I feel chatty at the moment. I must be trying to get it out while I'm here. I got some dabs that I actually appreciated the other night, and I want to point them out because this is one of the things we try to do. This dispensary dabs. Now, these are from Pura Vida Legacy. I guess I can big screen that for a sec. And it's Zombie Kush Cured Resin was the dealio on that. And this was, I got this for my birthday yesterday. And we've been doing dabs of that and absolutely enjoying the flavor profiles on that. I have no idea of the price point on it. For all I know, it's extremely expensive as any kind of decent concentrate seem to be here in BC. But if I'm gonna, I would buy that again. I guess is what I'm saying. We say all the time about how like we don't know which strain or which companies to support because we go there to dispensaries so infrequently. It's hard to figure it out and retain all that to memory and stuff. If I ever see these guys again, and I'll probably forget this conversation like an hour from now. But if I, while I'm talking about it, good stuff. So, what's everybody smoking?
I have
down that shatter biscuit I got off my buddy like I don't know how many months ago. Right, we're down to a quarter now, but it's gone all opaque and tacky on me. But it's starting to stick to the paper and.
Lost you guys for a minute there.
Oh,
got the new headphones on, and I pushed something, and you were gone. I figured it out though. I guess.
I'm back.
We're back.
It still keeps telling me that I'm connected, which we all know, but whatever. You can't hear that, can you?
No.
Okay, good.
At least I don't.
I got me some ice cream cake live resin from Air Rise tonight. It's what I'm doing while we're here.
Nice.
Like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Where am I chatting here? Galaxy, what's up, buddy?
So, man, fucking, you have been having a hell of a busy year, bud. And you just recently, probably the last thing that I recall you doing a lot of posting about was the Emerald Cup.
Yeah, I haven't actually posted anything from that party, but I posted a little something saying I was heading up there.
I've been enjoying, your wall scenes. Is the stuff that you have posted from there, the mural scenes that you were posting.
Oh, that was CannaFest. That was
CannaFest. Okay, yeah. My bad.
And that was way back in September. I'm just lagging on all my content. So, and what I realized is if I hammer everybody with like reel after reel after reel after reel from one spot, one thing I did, they get fucking bored, right? So if I throw out a couple and then a few weeks later throw out some more from that event, and a few weeks later throw out some more from that, they don't get as bored with it, you know what I mean? And they might get to enjoy a little more from it, and it's not about getting them to view my shit, it's about letting them see it so they can enjoy the cool shit. That's all.
Well, and then you can also turn 1 day of content into 6 months worth of content. So
yeah, that's true.
I've spread that shit out.
You do have that mentality a little bit when you're filming shit out there. You're like, fuck, this is good content, I got to get my camera out, you know what I mean? But that trip was actually a double duty trip. I was at CannaFest that weekend, and then I went to my Ganjier live training that week. The next day. Did they train me on anything? I don't fucking know. So, I mean, everything we talked about, I already was on top of. So it was cool, though. I mean, I got to meet a bunch of fellow students and see the council people again. It was what
That's
it was,
fine. Hey, man.
So the last thing I did recently was I went to the 20th anniversary of the Emerald Cup at Laytonville in Humboldt. It might even be Mendo. I think it's Humboldt. Anyway, so it costs tens of thousands of dollars to put on an event. Any cannabis event, I don't care where it's at. It costs shit tons of money, and you got to have sponsors. And that's how Emerald Cup was surviving these last few years is by having guys like Cookies and Skittles and Seed Junkie coming in there and sponsoring a bunch and then raping everybody as they go through their booths. Seed Junkie was fucking ridiculous, charging people $250 for a 10-pack of untested F1s and shit. Whatever. I was like, fuck you guys, but anyway, I'm not going to bet down anybody. There's been some great finds in Seed Junkie stuff. Everybody knows that. So he didn't want to do that this year. Tim Blake didn't want to do that this year. Tim Blake is the guy who started the Emerald Cup and has been putting it on all these years. So this year we went to a party at his place up in Laytonville, at Area 101. I don't know if anybody's driven the 101 up through Humboldt and stuff, but there's a little spot you go by where there's some graffitied buildings, and past that there's farms, and a little further out and south is Covelo. There's farms everywhere out there. It's the triangle, so it was a private invite. It was 500 invites, and you had a +1, and I got lucky enough to be somebody's +1 because I'm certainly not that tight with Tim Blake. You know what I mean? And I was calling in favors. I'm like, take me with you. You know what I mean? I want to go. And what really sucked is the next day was Ego Clash, and everybody was going, right? But I didn't want to fucking grind anybody's balls to get into that either. Maybe next year I'll get into Ego Clash, but it's the hash bash of our area. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think they did the man. There was one in was it in Urbana or Carbondale? One or the other. A big hash kind of event that was kind of like the one big one in Illinois. And I believe this year they were supposed to be starting that event back up, and I'm just entirely too close to miss that again. Especially if I need to see and do my research to see if they did get it up and running, if it did end up popping off, and if so, next year's stuff I need to make sure I get on top of it for those things.
Yeah,
so I definitely hear you on those, man.
It was private here. It was private, just like the fucking Emerald Cup was, and it was like, so if you knew somebody and they brought you, they could bring you, but you had to pay $100, right? So it's like, all right, you're with them, but fucking throw $100 at it. Anyway, it felt really good to be there with a ton of OG people in the fucking triangle, and there was a ton of not OG people. It's really interesting how it's shifting. There's a lot of young people involved now, and it's just how it is,
because they won't get in trouble anymore.
Yeah, well, it's the changing of the guard. It's happening everywhere. It is what it is. All we can do is try and teach them.
Yep, and that's it. I think that is it. But it's hard to get away from those kids who think, the advertising is definitely, done its work on them with shit like that. OG cultivars and things are just a fucking, they think it's just, you know, the biggest crock of shit. And if it doesn't test a fucking 34% at this point anymore, it's not even worth fucking smoking. So it's hard to pull that education back out because they think they've made something over here. You know, we pushed all these limits and got them all this cool shit. And now they just want to take it and fucking run with it and just, you know, do all these fucking, you know, so right. We do need to definitely educate the new guard better, but they need to be willing to want to listen.
That's it, dude. A lot of them don't want to because, you know, look, I was in my 20s. I thought I knew everything. I didn't want to hear shit from anybody, you know?
Hey, and when I was in my 30s and figuring it out, I didn't want to hear shit from him either. I was like, dude, I'm figuring this shit out. I see what I got. You motherfucker, you still don't know shit. I'm gonna be fucking you.
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
I'm not in my 20s anymore. I know what's up, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and those same mentalities are around, right? That's it. The 30 and, you know, it's those mid 20s and those, you know, like low 30. Anyway, it's that age range that's taken over. And that's who you're advertising to. That's, you know, so right. And they want just bigger and better. They don't know how to fucking slow down and realize that the goods back there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So the indoor grow got kind of put on hold. You guys know that I had some kind of unsavory neighbors that kind of prevented me from firing up the grow that was right next to their illegal dwelling out in the backyard. Anyway, they're finally gone and winter's here, so I'm finally firing up a few things. They're looking a little lackluster out there because they were in this 2x2 for way too long, you know. And now that they're out there and switched over, they're showing me a little mag deficiency and a little droopiness. But I think I may have just hit them with a little too much water. I don't know. I'll figure it out. They're not dead. They're just they're going, what's going on, you know?
It's hard to go from that point of, all right, I've kept you kind of in stasis for, you know, like weeks to, you know, a month or two, you know, just kind of kept you there. And now it's like, I'm fucking ready. I've done everything that you need. Why aren't you fucking moving? And when it does start moving, you're like, why are you moving like that? Fucking straighten up.
Totally.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I mean, you know, as we all know, they'll bounce out of it.
Right.
You know, everything's in actually. So what happened is I was whipping up some cherry paloma clones for everybody, and then I had to bail, so I didn't start any grows. You know, I'm always hopping around. You guys know that, around the country doing shit. So I ended up with a shit ton of cherry palomas, and I threw some out in the yard. They did you know, it was late. It was like October 1st. I'm like, what am I going to do with these big plants? You know, so I fucking transplanted them and threw them out fucking side, and they did what they did. I'll probably smash them all or wash it. I don't know. But I still had like 14 of those little bastards that were smaller and coming up behind them, you know, and nothing ready out in the shed. And so they were sitting, I had 14 of them in this 2x2, like, you know, big old fucking plants, whatever. But it's cool. They're out there now. They'll do their thing. So I'm stuck with a bunch of cherry pea. Could be worse. You know. After that, we're gonna do the turtle run with Rasta Jeff's turtles.
Yeah, are you doing all the turtles?
All the turtles, Shredder, and I think Bebop.
Nice.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Bebop's in fact, the blueberry one, right?
In fact, I'm supposed to do it side by side with Cariboo.
I know, I remember that agreement, but I actually just gave away like all my femmes recently to a new grower, and in there was the IRE femmes as well, including those. So I just I'm trying to do this thing where, like, my area sucks for fucking weed growing and finding genetics. Like, good luck finding anything. And the lady that lives right across the street from the complex from us, she went and got this new tent light set up from Amazon. and she's all excited to grow, and she's growing bag seeds, which there's nothing to say that they won't turn out to be good, but
right.
I also got an idea of the quality of weed that she's smoking, and I'd just say it's, let's say, probably decent is probably what the expectation level should be. And then she's also talking about getting clones from a guy that I've never smoked anything I would even consider decent weed from. And I'm like, oh, woo, you don't want to be growing that shit out. So let's get some stuff that you're going to be happy with. And, you know, and I feel like anything from Irie, Ethos would be another good one. I sent her a little bit of Planet of the Grapes from there, you know, and there's some Do-si-do and just like, let's, you know, and then let's get her started on a good note with some really quality genetics and see what she can do.
So let's see. Should we give something away?
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely.
You look through. We gotta look through all these fucking seeds, man. Let's find some seeds. I see something from fucking NorCal Genetics right there. That's Toad.
It's funny you say that. You beat Dr. Lieberlone too. Usually he's in chat typing, do I hear giveaway?
Yeah.
You did.
Yes, tonight.
You did. So I got. What do we got here? Oh, wow. What's that? I got some. So let's do Haze for Days from Mr. Toad on the beans. Everybody know who that is?
Yep.
Everybody knows Mr. Toad's, right?
Yep.
And we'll throw in this is from a friend of mine. I don't know how good they are, but it's Perp City times Lemon Haze from Real California. What the hell does that say? He's on IG. Real California Herbs on IG. So these two seeds, this is going to be 15 seeds here. And what's in there? That looks like 5. So 20 seeds.
Hell yeah, dude.
Let's toss in one of these beanies. What should we do? The black or the blue?
All right, well, let's take a look at them and see what people would like. Let's go with the blue.
Blue first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should give away the blue one and give me the green one.
We'll throw in a Lost Coast sample, a Recharge sample, and a piece of taffy from San Francisco.
Hell yeah.
You don't get my caramels. Those are mine.
All right, everyone. So there it is. RASUFA. Get that typed up, and it'll get you entered in for the giveaway.
How long are we going to give them? Got to give its time frame. That way we keep the shit on fucking move.
Well, let's give them like 8 boofer minutes, which is anywhere from between 30 seconds from now and an hour and a half from now. What do you figure? If I get 5 minutes, 7 minutes, somewhere around there?
Give him 5.
Give him 5? Okay. At 6:34. You know, no, we'll even give him to 6:35 my time, just because it's a nice round number. So 6.
All right.
Anybody who's throwing up like awesome RASUFA, I don't think you get in. I think you need to just put RASUFA.
I'm pretty sure that's correct.
RASUFA.
Oh,
we got some.
I like that.
Oh, I'm on it. Dab it up.
Yeah, dab it up for me, guys. I need y'all on this one. Rest in peace, faithful dab rig.
This is one of the few times I'm actually doing that. Kind of fucking weird, actually.
What else we got?
Although I feel like profit using this shit.
So I go upstairs to knowing full well that it's like a crazy active carnivorous consumption going on up there. I better just get myself a plate ready, so that's good to go. It's actually a good thing I did, because like I think it's like the first year that there isn't going to be an absolute buttload of leftovers after they're all said and done. It's a pretty good show out for dinner here. Like the gravy was all gone, a little bit of mashed potatoes left. Like it's damn. I was pretty much planning on raiding Mom's fridge before we head home in the morning, and now it'd be just an act of rudeness to be able to do that. I think so. Or you have her get up in the morning for no turkey sandwiches. What the fuck?
How many people do we got in this thing?
Let's take a look. We're sitting at 36 right now.
Wow, that was fast.
I know, and they still got like another 5 minutes. See that 6 minute was too long, I think.
The 6 boofer minutes.
Yeah, which could be anywhere from 1 minute to 38 minutes.
To an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of
that extra minute you gave them though. Totally unneeded. It was going to be fucking way too many now.
Yeah,
this counter is going to go on forever. It's never going to get drawn because there's going to be so many goddamn names in it. It's just going to spin forever.
I know, but it'll be fun to watch. Make people dizzy trying to watch it. So it'll be a good time.
All right, I gotta get some things to remember what this is, huh? Let me get a bag for these.
All right, sounds good. I need to find.
Yeah, after the draw, you're like, what did I say I was giving away?
Yeah, right.
Sweep it all in the bag. Oh, there you go. Whatever. Yeah, it's always good to write that shit down.
Yeah. Well,
it's like what I get bad for is when you do nights where you do multiple giveaways and it's like remembering who was what. And sometimes I've had to go back and rewatch episodes with a pad and a pen.
I just got to make sure that the right beans get with the, right hat and all that shit. Let's see. Where's the, let's put some Los Coast in there. And I have no idea what flavors these are, but these are your taffy flavors. Probably a blueberry and a mango, maybe.
So it's
just like cold saltwater taffy.
Is that San Francisco known for saltwater taffy?
No, but when I had a friend here, Gantier was visiting me from New York. She's a Oaksterdam graduate and just a person in the industry. Anyway, she was out here and it was raining. We couldn't do much, so I took her to the Fisherman's Wharf on San Francisco, and we had some soup, some chowder, and then there was this candy store there with all kinds of fucking taffy, like every flavor you can fucking think of in these, big bins. And you just took a basket, filled it with whatever candy you want for like ridiculous $16 a pound, but whatever. It was fun, I got a shit ton of flavors and caramels and.
Bro, I think the last time I actually had saltwater taffy was actually probably at that same candy shop on that fucking wharf.
Right at the end there.
Yeah, it's like right now. Isn't there an arcade or is it in between like an arcade and fucking like a little shop or some shit?
They've built it up now, dude. There's like full on double decker Ferris or a merry-go-round. There's a Ferris wheel down there and shit now.
Yeah, it's been fucking probably 15 years since I've been down there, so maybe even longer.
Nice. That's salty caramel.
Yeah, they definitely do not do it like the fucking East Coasters do, though.
You just verified it's still good, RASUFA?
Oh yeah, excellent.
We just passed by. We got a bunch of the teenage cousins that are around us right now. They went down to go watch that Wonka movie, and in the same mall that the movie theaters, and they had like a straight up actual candy store that I wanted to go in. You don't see shit like that in my neighborhood, right? It's not a real thing anymore. So we wanted to go in there, but it was closed on Boxing Day, which that sucks. It's my understanding is Americans aren't too familiar with Boxing Day, but up here in Canada, it's kind of like your Black Friday, where fucking shopping is ridiculous and all that. So it would have been
awesome. That the 20th? The 20th is Boxing Day?
No, day after Christmas is Boxing Day.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So today's Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah. 11 tomorrow.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, so it's fun.
Yeah, it used to be a little better, I guess, before online stuff, where it was like shopping malls were a little more visited, but it's still good times. Yeah, you can get some good deals.
Actually, what I did, I was terrified of the prospect of going into town, especially knowing that their mission was to pick up 3 teenage girls and a 9-year-old. This is horrifying to me. And I actually come down, and especially because I told him I'd take him to the mall afterwards, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like, but there's a store that sells vinyl records in the mall, and I'm like, "Shit," because I want to find Zach Sabbath on vinyl because I just saw that last week and was like mind blown. And
no, wait, hey, it's draw time.
Huh?
Sorry, I had to derail you. We went a minute past time to draw.
Oh. Shit. Yep, thank you.
Yeah, now we gave you 2 extra minutes.
It's okay. All right.
Okay, well, there it is. Let's do it.
Don't worry about it, guys. We're doing another one before I leave. You'll all have a chance to win another. Except for whoever wins this one. Dags, congratulations.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, Dad.
So, Dags, you need to DM me with your information so I can send that shit out to you. You can catch me on IG _RASUFA on IG, or
I'm gonna hit you up and talk to you about that too, because I potentially want to get a couple more hats sent up, and we know the shipping to Canada is expensive. Dag lives less than an hour away from me.
Oh, so okay.
I'll talk to you after the show. We'll get it hooked up.
For sure. We'll do both at the same time.
I'll pay the shipping on it. So
okay, cool. Hey, there you go, Dag. Fuck.
I like that. I like that. A little bit of teamwork in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that like an Uber
to do it
where
anyways?
you
Did it last time.
share the cab?
I am the American hat smuggler for Canadians.
Yeah, it's like mail Uber.
Yeah.
You can thank him for most of the hats up on top of my grow tent there. So let's just keep the tradition alive, right?
So I don't have to do grow dots anymore because now that is in Canada, so I don't have to commit that crime, allegedly. I also don't have to allegedly commit the crime of sending Lost Coast to Canada because you're about to be getting this in February. This is going to be available in Canada.
Very cool.
So whoever wins it, if you're in Canada, I'm only going to allegedly send this to you, and you're only allegedly going to receive it and then allegedly use it on your plants that you are allegedly growing.
Now that is
you got it in February.
Yeah.
Lost Coast.
Exactly.
Therapy is it like a foliar feed, an IPM, a combination of the two?
This is an IPM, and it's all natural oils and shit. It's fully organic. You can use it right up to harvest if you want. You know, I don't. It's used on 5 continents now. It's all over the world, and it's been used in different ways by different people or inventing ways to use it. I should actually get Dirk to come on here. The inventor of this product is a friend of mine, and he's been kind of under the radar because it just sells to the people, you know, these big farms, and he does it. And a lot of the people don't really know who he is when I mention him. Wow, flashing us. Anyway, so I've been kind of pimping him around, getting him on podcasts and shit. He's been on Cannabis. He's been on Rick's. He's going to go on DGC, but I'm sure he'd come over here, talk about his product. He knows much more about it than I do.
That'd be cool.
We'd love to. To talk about even get into the reasons of how and why, you know, these types of things work. You know, it makes for great conversations and learning points for people to get onto. So
man. You know, and they were growing their own weed is how they invented it. Is like they were sick of putting poison on their plants, you know, and they're like, fucking let's invent something organic. And it's big. It's so big now that they don't even grow their 6 plants. Like he won't fucking grow his personal legal California shit anymore. We just give him weed. You know what I mean? That's what's up. I mean, because he's not in any way gonna fuck with this business because it's global now. He's like, I want 6 continents, bro. He says, I want to be on Antarctica. I'm like, do it, bro. But you know, it's my go-to. I use it all the time, and it fucks the shit out of fucking fungus gnats, man. Kicks them right in the ass, and they're little buggers, you know.
Good to know.
They are very annoying little bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kicked them, and then I brought in 4 bags of seed compost.
Yeah. Then you just brought in anything new, and here they came right back.
Yeah. And then they go in your house plants. You know, then they're in your house plants, and you forget about your house plants. And
Yeah.
Even worse, man. If you thought that anything in your grow was bad, man, let one fungus gnat get in a mushroom tub and see what happens.
Yeah.
That turns it. You realize real quick why they are called fungus gnats, because they love fucking fungus.
So who won that?
That
Dags.
was Dags.
Dags. Let's put their name in their bag. Dags bags. Oh, stuff. Nice. Well, whoever gets the next one gets the black hat. Ooh. With the green logo. That's fucking badass. You know, I was gonna do a ball cap tonight. But it requires a different kind of shipping, obviously. Because you can't smash it, right? Like a beanie I can fucking flatten, throw in a smaller box. I don't know. Maybe they're the same. Fuck, I don't know. If a Canadian wins, Canadian wins. I'm just gonna figure it out.
Depends on how nice you want to get that hat to arrive to them, you know?
Well, you know, I use like shit like that when I'm sending a hat. You know?
Yeah. Right? Yeah, otherwise you can use that like the smallest flat rate box with a beanie.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to smash it all down. Oh, how do you like my Bisto Blanco hat?
Dude,
This is from my buddy Chuck, who plays bass for Alice Cooper. His side band is Bisto Blanco that he's in with Calico Cooper, Alice's daughter.
Cool.
They're bigger in Europe, you know. They sound a lot like Zombies, so they sound like a zombie knockoff, you know what I mean? But he's my boy, so I pump him in here, crank the stereo, and you know.
Well, shit, isn't that why fucking like what was that, Power Man 5000 didn't go so fucking hot? It was just like you could just see the wannabe zombie coming out of him with the
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, so I saw.
Yeah.
Didn't some of you see that Cooper zombie show recently? Didn't any of you see that?
No, I didn't get to see it, but I fuck did I ever want to. If that came anywhere even remotely near us, I would jump next. They had like Ministry was opening that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and
I would love to see fucking Ministry. I've never got to see them.
So of course they didn't give a big show to Ministry, but you know, they were cool. They were hardcore. The band before them was kind of lame. But anyway, it was the most I'm an Alice fan because my buddy plays in the band. I go see him every time they're around, you know, but I wouldn't be otherwise, right? I mean, I know who he is. I sing the songs when they come on the radio, but I wouldn't be following him and seeing him every time they come around. And probably not Rob Zombie either. I like Rob Zombie, but I probably wouldn't go out of my way to see Alice Cooper and Rob Zombie if my buddy wasn't in that band. But that said, fucking go see it. If you get a chance to see either of those guys, go see it, because it was like Alice Cooper does like a play kind of.
I was just gonna say you were like waffling on it, but that sounds like an amazing show to watch. That is a fucking experience, man. That isn't just some music.
Oh yeah, now I go to see Alice just because I love the show. I love to watch him murder somebody, and you know, they cut his fucking head off in a guillotine and all that great shit. It's fucking awesome, you know. It's full on stage show, and then Zombie comes out, and it's like a fucking electric pyrotechnic monster movie, dude. There's fucking monsters on the stage
with weird fucking monsters dancing around the stage on stilts and shit.
And they are monsters. The band looks like fucking monsters. You know, the bass player's got that crazy Pennywise makeup on, and he looks insane, you know. And then there's giant monsters walking around, and there's screens everywhere, shit blowing up, and just holy fucking sensory overload, bro. Go see it if you get a chance.
That's the difference between like if I going to see a show and having an experience, you know.
Yeah.
It's where you just want to. How many times do you go to a concert and you're like, I immediately want to go and do this again tomorrow night, and you're like, can we make the next tour stop? And you start trying to do the logistics in your head, and the answer is usually no. You know, but you're just wanting, and that's why I'd go there. Like to me, I like White Zombie. Rob Zombie's first solo album was okay. It had some good stuff on it, and you could see where he was going. I don't care for anything he's released since then. It's not for me, and that's fair enough. I am entitled to that. But for me, when it's like you're going there for that experience and hoping like hell he's gonna play some of the White Zombies classics, right?
Oh, he
Whereas
did.
Alice to me is like I've been a huge Alice fan my whole life for that one, right? So it's to me.
I am now an Alice fan for life, just because that fucker's in his 70s and puts on a
He
fucking
moves around
show.
like better than dudes in their 30s and 40s. It's
Dude,
like,
you ever hear him interviewed? He's like, all these guys are in their 50s and they're out of breath. I'm fucking jamming out there. I'm running circles around these kids.
I was just gonna. Actually, me and you were talking not too long ago, Caribou. I was like, 20 years ago, Sebastian Bach couldn't keep up with fucking with Alice Cooper. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So the funniest thing, actually, was my old lady. Like, so she wanted to go to see Alice Cooper because my buddy's in the band, right? But metal's not her thing, right? But she fucking got into it. She got into Zombie, and she's like, "A Living Dead Girl is my favorite song, man." And she like had it on her phone. I heard her playing it the other day, and I was like, "What the fuck? You got Zombie on your phone now?" She's like, "Yeah, man, I like Living Dead Girl." It's like, that is cool.
That's awesome.
You've transitioned.
My daughter has a playlist on her tablet with all the heavy metal bands that she gets to see in concert. I'll look up the set list afterwards and I'll put that onto the playlist on there.
Nice.
And I went to pick her up from her friends a while ago, and she was listening to Black Label Society.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
I have won this. It's very rare I actually hear her listening to metal. Like, I'll be clear, she does like some metal, but if she's picking music list, it's usually going to be something you would expect from a 9-year-old girl. So it's funny.
Taylor Swift,
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what most of it is, but I imagine it's Taylor Swift or one of them, another million that sound just like her, or Katy Perry or Britney Spears, just depending which fucking decade that we're in, I guess.
Like, I got to tell you, Taylor Swift, I'm not a fan of any of that kind of pop shit. But for once, there's a kind of a wholesome, classy young lady who's doing it right, not being scandalous, not being stupid. But fuck if I am not sick of seeing her face every Sunday on some football shit.
See,
I fucking don't care. Please stop showing me if she's in the house, because it's making me not like her. I used to like her. I used to think, hey, she's all right. Now I fucking want to punch her almost, and her boyfriend.
See, my thing is with her in the NFL. I kind of pretty well stopped watching NFL at some point last year. I'm sick of the NFL as an entity. I love football, and I love watching the games. But when the fact that there's a game being played on the field is no longer even secondary to the fact that, hey, we're the NFL, look at us. Well, we're the NFL. Now we got, oh, look who's in attendance. And like, although, like you're saying with Taylor Swift in the NFL, I never once recall seeing the outcome of what any one of those games were. We're just talking about the fact that some famous person, it doesn't matter who the fuck they are. I don't care. I watch football to watch football. And when I'm getting more coverage on who's showing up to the games than I am the game itself, I'm sorry. You just lost me.
But it increased their ratings, bro. Their fucking ratings shot through the roof.
Well, when Vince McMahon took over fucking WWE and he turned it into a fucking way bigger soap opera, it also increased the ratings, and it also ruined fucking wrestling. So
yeah, it was so pure and true before that.
Yeah.
It just knocked the reality right out of it.
Exactly.
Cheers, everybody.
So, hey, Rasu, this one is one that has been on my fucking mind all day. I've been asking it everybody I've been talking to today. So, it's you're coming up on the new year and everything. So, what are, say, your 2024 goals in the garden, and or what are your plans looking forward? So goals and hard plans kind of for 2024 in your gardens or in
Indoor
your
or
education.
outdoor?
Even.
Oh,
It
fuck
doesn't matter, man.
So outdoor, I would like to raise the height on the beds that I started low, for low planting. So not everything needs depth in their roots, right? But I believe I was even talking to you, Fluff, and we were talking about plant rotation outside. So that made me want to have those shallow beds higher. So outside, I have tons of green waste that's been chopped and is in piles and is composting, along with some vermicompost and some leaf mulch compost. That's all cooking and doing its stuff, and I'll mix up batches of that and mostly fill in low spots where I hope to like do sacrificial crops, like corn crops for the raccoons and flower crop, whatever, just shit out there. Um, Maybe I'll do it on the back of the garden and eventually move that sheet mulch towards the other property. I'm not sure yet, but I want to raise those lower beds, build the soil up in those. So I'll probably have to take some of the soil from the other beds and move it over. I don't know. It depends on what the network looks like when I start to break it open. If it looks really solid and good, I'm not going to fuck with it. I'll just raise the lower ones and try to let them catch up. Maybe hit them with some labs or something to kind of throw a little biology in them, get them beefing up. That's outside, and we're going to build a cage around that. I meant to do that this year, but I was all over the fucking place and just didn't have the time. So I'm going to cage the whole thing, 8 feet tall, 30 by 20 by 8 feet high. It's going to be rough, but what's a few $1,000s when you're eating good food, good clean food. I mean, as it is, I probably harvested 75 pounds, 80 pounds of tomatoes out of my garden this year, out of my raised beds. I mean, that was a shit ton, man. Way more than I thought. And I got, red bell peppers, purple bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, jalapeno peppers, serrano peppers, eggplants, Japanese eggplants, fucking cantaloupe, cucumber, zucchini. They're out there right now. There's potatoes and carrots going still, and onions are going out there, and just fuck. The only thing I didn't really take was the watermelon and the corn, but I'll work on that. That's just that out there. Should I keep going?
Well, you got that. All right. So give me your 2024 goals for your indoor gardening adventures or your canvassing or education even. I mean, you being a ganjier and shit, a lot of you focus on a lot of that education stuff.
I actually am not a ganjier yet. Which is funny. I'm a student, but I'm kind of a leader in the ganjier community. I lead a lot of assessments, and a lot of students and ganjiers ask my advice on things, which is cool. No big deal. We're all here to help, right? So that will probably take place in April. I think I'm going to shoot for taking my test and finally getting that certified and out of my hair, at least that level of it. If they ever continue on with another level of ganjier, there's supposed to be 2 more. What is it? The last one is master. I forget what the middle one is. Anyways, we'll see. We'll see if I want to pay for that to do that again. And I'll have to look at the curriculum. Certainly the curriculum for this first level is cool, but the result is pretty basic. What happens afterwards is pretty industry driven. Like you got a good chance on being placed and knowing some people and meeting people and stuff like that. If you're solid and excelling in the ganjier program, you probably will do something in the industry. That wasn't necessarily my focus. I just wanted to hear what they all had to say. I had a little extra dough. Fuck it. You know what I mean? You only live once. So that said, that'll happen in April. I think February I'm headed for Arizona for and we could give one of these away, but I doubt anybody watching this show is going to be in Arizona in February. Let's see. Arizona Cannabis Expo, 23rd and 24th of February. I'm going to go down there, hook up with another buddy, hook up with Patrick King. Probably maybe give a couple of these away on my IG. And that way, maybe if somebody knows me that's around that area, they can fucking win it and actually use it, you know? Because I don't know who could make it there and who couldn't. And I don't really know how to give them away, but we'll figure something out. You know?
Yeah, man.
I don't know how to do a duck race.
I don't know, man. Just throw that shit out on IG and say, hey, you know, you'll be out there. Fucking any of you people on your IG or something, hit me up. You never know. We might make a. Yeah, I did one doing a giveaway thing. Found a free little giveaway, like fucking, you know, app that you could use once. Fucking did that shit and was done. You know.
Yeah.
What that guy does that gives away watches. He just goes and sits somewhere and then he fires up his live and he's like, I'll be here for an hour or whatever. And first one to get to me gets the watch.
I suppose I could take him to Arizona and then like miracle a few people standing outside with a VIP pass.
I will be there. First one to meet me gets it.
There you go. So how about your garden? So how about that indoor garden? What are you excited about this year for that indoor garden?
Well, I'm excited about all of it. Like, you know, I can't complain. There's a bunch of cherry pea in there and that's all that's going, but it could be worse, right? It checks a lot of boxes. I wish it had better legs. But that's about all I can say about the finished flower. About the growing flower. There's, you know, it's got some things. But it's all right. You know, it could be a fucking tent full of green crack. No, just kidding. I'm kidding. Whoever likes green crack is a joke. You know, anyway, after that, I'm actually excited to do the turtle run. I've been wanting to do that for a while, but what I'm truly most excited about is getting onto my own work. You know, some people have tested the pineapple upside down cake to Jack Frost. I call it Tropic Frost, and they said it was the bomb. They said it was the easiest shit they ever grew, fruitiest, best tasting. You know, could have been blowing smoke up my ass. I don't know. But whatever.
I think I have that one sitting around still. I'll have to fucking look.
I heard amazing shit about that one. And then I got another guy growing the AC/DC to Jack Frost. So he grew it. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of success. He's one of those guys that kind of loves his stuff too much, you know, and throws everything but the kitchen sink at it. And every time I'm seeing them, they're like they've just been whack, boom, 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 whack, you know, just, dude, sometimes you just want to put water on them, bro, you know? So anyway, he grew them, but the reason he's growing them is because he was the guy who was having seizures that I told you about, who went surfing after he started taking my oils. I've told you both that story. Anyway, for anyone in the chat that doesn't know, there was this guy who was watching me and Toad, that other breeder from those seeds before. We were on a podcast and he was talking about how he has seizures every day and he didn't know what to do. So I sent him some oil, some tinctures, and it helped him. It helped him big time. And he's been mobile ever since. And he was really kind of abusing the generosity, you know, and taking too much of the product and like hitting me up like every month for like 5 bottles. And I'm like, dude, I just gave you months worth, you know, can't do this. So I hooked him up with some flour. I sent flour to his house and MCT oil to his house and said, look, make yourself a gallon of this shit. You know, you'll be good for a while. He fucked it up. Of course, he even fucked his jars up that he was decarbing in. It was a disaster. I should have known that would happen. So anyway, I sent him genetics of the cross and said, look, this is crossed to that plant that really helped you. He grew it. He's been smoking it. He's loving the effect. So good to go. I'm actually probably just going to look for a male out of that one because the AC/DC supposedly AC/DC. It didn't have a lot of characteristics that an AC/DC would have, but whatever. That was the clone we bought from Harborside. Anyway, it was so vigorous and fast and just monstrous. It just grew like when you put everything into solos, it was like the first one done, ready to get the fuck out of there, and the last one's still trying to get its roots, it just wouldn't stop, and it just gets huge. It just makes huge fucking buds. So I crossed it to, something with some THC, that Jack Frost, the old man Jack that we had, who, Jack was a funny story for anyone that doesn't know. Jack was a bag seed from Jack Frost. And this girl I was teaching how to grow popped it. And it was her first seed ever. And it was a male. And I'm like, kill that fucking thing. Because I wasn't breeder back then. I wasn't pollen chucker back then. I was just all about flower. I'm like, kill that thing. Kill it. And she's like, no, it's my little baby. So she kept it for a long time. And I'm like, look, if it's around at the wrong time, you're going to come out and find him gone, because I'm not going to let it pollinate these flowers. So she kept it, and we kept it inside and kept it in tents and kept it in stasis, right? Took cuts of it and stuff. Anyway, it survived that crazy year when we had blackout skies, because it was outside for a while. It survived heat waves, a couple of them. It survived multiple drownings by her. It needs water, and I'm like, it's this big, just leave it. It survived that. It got mauled twice by the Rottweiler there on the property, like pulled out of its pot and thrown on the ground and thrown back in the pot, and survived. So I was like, damn, he's fucking tough, and so later on that year, that grow got hit by russet mites. It got hit by spider mites and russet mites. She kept bringing in plants while I was on vacation, right? I'd come back from vacation, there'd be some plants from a friend of hers, and I'd be like, why is it in a 12-gallon garbage can? Like an office garbage, or one of those the rectangular garbage cans, little bit trash bin, all anaerobic and just stinky and soggy and just, oh God. It was a nightmare education. But anyways, so I had all kinds of pests, but Jack stood through it all. The fucking spider mites didn't fuck with him. The russet mites didn't get him. Mind you, he got the same treatment everybody did. He got the sulfur IPM, but he, at the end of it, was just standing there, this little stout, kind of shorter stature plant, and which is kind of what I wanted to kind of go for anyways, to create shit people can grow in tents. So I used him. I hit him on fucking everything. And I've even got a little bit of pollen left from him, but I'm not sure it's viable anymore. It's been a couple years. So I'll probably just take it and dump the fuck out of it the next time I go to pollen something. I'll power all that shit onto a flower and get one last
hold that shit behind one of the fans and give it a fucking.
Yeah. Well, I selectively pollinate. So if I was to do an open pollination like that, yeah, I would do that. But I tend to pollinate, go for like 4 or 5 crosses at once. And I will take a plant, I'll take the prospective female, and I'll shield everything but the shit I'm going to pollinate, right? And then I'll pollinate it, and then I use a baguette bag, their white paper bag, over that fucker, so it still gets light and can breathe a little bit. And then I pull the shield off and spray the fuck out of that plant, neutralize it, you know what I mean? Go put it away. And you let that set up, you let that pollen take, and then a couple days later, you can pull it out. You can fucking hit another branch with another fucking pollen. If you're really good, you could do a couple, but there's drift that happens. It happens, But if you know what they look like when they grow, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I've come to the point. I tried to do more than one time. I've tried to do a multiple like pollination kind of like zone plant. Like
yep.
I've got these 4 stellar fucking males that I want to hit this one female keeper I have with. So let's fucking do some brushing. And it's always just turned into a fucking nightmare. So for me, it's just to find that one good male, find all the females, throw it in there, and then just let the fucking pollen fly and do its thing. It's so much easier.
Well, that's what's going to happen with the Lost Coast greenhouse. So in there right now is fruit trees. You know, I got some baby fruit trees. We got some avocado, some lime, some lemon, some pomegranate, some plums, something else. I don't know. But I'm going to grab like a peach tree and a maybe something else, apple tree maybe, and start them in half barrels, you know, on the property so I can move them when we move. Because we don't own this, we're renting this. But I would like to, you know, I'm all about fruit trees in the future. So if it means taking a fucking U-Haul filled with just half barrels full of fruit trees to drive across the fucking country on a run, I'm gonna do it. Then I'm gonna come back and get the rest of my shit. You know what I mean? That's what it'll be. So. But you know, they'll be big fucking trees, you know.
Start fucking bonsai. You know, so this works one of 2 ways, and it works in your favor for all of it, right? So put that shit in a nice like 20-gallon pot, something you could put on a dolly and move around, right? Keep it at about 6 to 7 foot fucking tall, so that you can take it in and out of the house, nice and easy, right? Right in your door, fucking boop boop. You just and keep it pruned so it's a beautiful little house plant, and keep it that way until the day you get that property, and then you fucking take that motherfucker out and you plant that bitch in there, and then you let it grow. And then once you've got that, you've already got it matured. You know, you've got it started to mature, and so now once those roots start going in, you already have a tree that you've trained so that you can pick the fruit off of, and you don't have to, you know, get a fucking 10-foot ladder out to get useless fruit off the top of the tree that's just rotting.
I'm actually going to plant trees here on this property. Fuck them. You know what I mean? I don't care if they want it or not. I'm taking babies. I mean, I made some fucking Meyer lemon babies. You know, I'm going to shoot for everything I can get to fruit in a barrel. I'm going to do it. And I can buy, I'm near horse country, so I can buy a 55-gallon barrel right down at Ace for $30. Chop that fucker in half. That's almost a 30-gallon planter, you know? Bam, there's 2 of them for $30. 2 30-gallon planters for $30. It's fucking screaming deal. I can't beat it. The plastic is ultra thick. You know what I mean? I can't beat it. If I go spend $15 on a planter at Home Depot, it's going to be like this big, you know? So at that point, you're just doing soil. But I'm taking cuts of everything, and I'm gonna fucking fill the arrow cloner up. I've just out in the shed. I did a little reworking of ducting, and I put an arrow cloner box out there to keep the arrow cloner warm. So it doesn't have anything in it yet, but I'm gonna like take some avocado cuts, some cuts of all the fruit trees and see, and let them go.
You should work on your air layering right now. So as you're doing it, air layering, and get some practice down. That way, when you're ready to move, all you do is you get your air layer set up, and so you just take a rooted branch with you right off the tree, so that there's literally like no way for it to fail.
You're talking about the where you scrape you do a wet thing on a branch in midair or something like that.
Yeah. You root it on the branch, and then you cut it off after it's rooted.
Gotcha. I did 2 Meyer lemons, and they both made it in the arrow cloner. They both survived. They're in the greenhouse right now in little 6 inches.
Nice.
Son of a bitch.
Nice. I'm fucking terrible with trees. I'm probably eventually I'm gonna get like a cherry and an apple and something. But you know, the other thing is the Midwest, or at least generally my area, is so pest heavy that fruit trees, or just generally, you know, your varmints and shit. It's just the fruit trees are a pain in the ass. So.
Oh yeah. You know, but it's all good fodder for the fuck it bucket too.
Yeah, it is, but it also, if you're trying to grow a garden and then you attract them with something that attracts them more than your other garden, and then it has such a give take to it when it comes to those things.
Bro, my yard is a fucking highway of wildlife without a garden. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've got predators and prey all over the place out here. So there's not much I can do about it. You know, birds are my biggest fucking thing. You know, the raccoons wiped out my apricot tree. That pissed me off. I was out there one night, I'm looking at it. I trimmed it last year, so the apricots were fucking huge. I've been feeding it. It was like, I'm like, look at these beauties. I'm coming out here tomorrow. I'm getting them all. I come out there with a box, gone. Every single one of them, hundreds of them. And I'm so stupid because I've been watching the mama raccoon and her 5 fucking babies walk around my property at night. Duh.
Got a foreman that he can't. His property is so heavily laden with grasshoppers and spider mites. It's basically hayfield, and that him trying to like, I honestly don't know if he can IPM it. Like he's without doing some kind of major property overhaul where you're bringing in multiple different life forms like plant life, birds, bats, etc., etc., etc. So you have that full cycle of life. It's because it's when I go to his yard, I change my clothes and put them in the washer before I even go near my bro. Like it's that bad.
It's tough for me.
Where I'll give him clones that are, you know, anywhere from whatever you want to call a clone, and within a week they're just a white spot. Basically, you're just like, holy shit, how is that even possible?
It's like that for me. I have to time it. Right, because I'm doing an indoor thing and an outdoor thing. So I definitely, hey, Noof, Merry Christmas, buddy. I definitely got to make sure that I don't go right into the grow after being outside. You know, try and work that shit later. My grow's different than you guys. You guys are all in the day. I turn my shit on at night at like 9 o'clock.
Mine's running 7 to 7 right now, and it's sucks because I got 2 weeks off of work, and I usually run during the day, so I would have been able to play around in there. And now it's like gotta wait till 7 p.m. every day.
See, I do mine 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. because my main maintenance days are usually Saturday and Sunday, so I want my lights on during the day for that. But there is a lot of times where I'm like, I really wish that my lights were on actually coming on at like, or I don't know about coming on, but on at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, because that's when I'm up, when I get up stupid early and I'm able to, you know, I've had a couple cups of coffee by then and I'm ready to get at it. And I'm sitting there looking at the fucking tent, waiting for the light to come on at 8 o'clock. And it is a pain in the butt, but it's once again, knowing that Saturday, Sunday will be the days where I get most of my work done. It's just kind of best for my schedule.
Yeah, I do it mostly because of money. I mean, so I don't pay my bill here. The landlord, it's included in my crazy rent. But the landlord is suspicious. I mean, I've seen him check my panel, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm running a lot of shit out there. You know what I mean? I don't know. I try to run it to save him money. So here in California, they have a beautiful thing where they charge you extra between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. You know, the hours when you like got to cook dinner and do your laundry after work and all that shit, you know. So they double the power price between those hours. So I wait till after 9 to fire it up. And it shuts off at 3 right now. It's at 18 right now.
Yes. I've heard of that in a lot of bigger cities where it's on at nighttime, where they got to run at nighttime to save a few bucks, which just to me seems like dirty fucking dirty. Anything for a buck, you know? Well,
they're paying for lawsuits. I mean, they burned down our state. Pacific Gas and Electric burned down entire communities out here. They're getting sued out the ass, and it's reflecting in our bills.
Yeah, that's one thing that I was just looking at today when I was like resetting up lights and things and getting everything a little more fucking dialed in, a little more prim and proper. And I'm like, so most of like, you know, I thought about like, all right, in the daytime, I got enough to work this area. I was like, but I really don't have time to get over to this tent. So maybe I'm going to turn that one on actually fucking through the nighttime hours, right? And cycle that shit so it's not as. So I think I'm gonna start running them off cycle, kind of like having them on a flip, but not quite. You know what I mean?
So you don't have to do it all at once.
Yeah. So I can do part of it in the daytime and then part of it in the evening time, and then just and then it frees me up to do other shit during the day too. Also, and plus I could use some of those BTUs at night when nothing else in the house is running. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. My little shed out there gets cold as fuck at night, and those lights help keep it in high 60s. In the lung room, in the tent it's in the 70s, high 70s.
At the point in time where my marriage kind of was no more, we figured that's how I was heating my shed. I had 2 bloom rooms and a veg going on in my shed. And I had air vents and inline fans kind of blowing air into each room and stuff like that and back and forth so that the heat from the HPSs in this room will heat this room for this other fucking 12 because my lights were at the end. No, they were the same cycle. But anyways, trying to just, you know what I mean? Use the veg lights to fucking heat the fucking off hours of the fucking bloom and vice versa. And it actually was somewhat effective. I had to still supplement heat in there, but not as much as you might think. And that was like one of the most sorely insulated fucking sheds that I've seen too, where you look at that fucking snow melt on the roof and you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, people are gonna see that. It was kind of the last step that needed to be completed. So and when all that happened, it was like -40 in Canadian speak too, which is right about where American speak lines up there.
Damn, dude, that's fucking cold.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy cold. So I think probably the first thing I'm gonna fuck with is that when I fuck with my shit will be that pineapple frost, that pineapple upside down to the Jack Frost.
Okay.
Because I loved the mother from that plant. It was just the greasiest fucking thing ever. So sticky and greasy and just nasty, but sweet and delicious and stony as fuck. So the reports that I've gotten from that are pretty amazing. But I do want to do some preservation runs of stuff that's been sent to me from a guy in Pakistan, from those valleys around there. His name is, they're 3 brothers, and they're called Landrace Genetics on IG. And if I can get a male and a female out of each pack, I'll do like, Fluff was saying, I'll do open pollination out in the greenhouse. And I'll just let them do their thing, and then that way we can share those seeds, and everybody can fuck around with that landrace shit again, man. If they want. I mean, it's not like, the thing about them is they're grown for hash, so they're all open structured, tall, spindly, that kind of thing. Sativa like looking.
Hazy looking and shit.
Yeah, crazy, but but that doesn't mean that they won't chunk up if you cross them to something else. I don't know.
Or they could still just be fun to grow.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about trying to get into some more land racy type stuff, but I am not willing to pay the prices for some of these beans. I think
what
it's down to, and so I've got some wild tie and a few other things that I think I might run a little bit of here and there.
We can actually look at them because everything is warm right now. Let's see if I can find them.
It also makes me wonder on kind of like some of the other side of that is, we've done a lot of work to get these genetics to, get better quality, consistent yields, better, numbers on all cannabinoids, not just, THC,
right.
But then to take and go back to some of these land races and kind of restart, because you are actually, it's kind of like like crossing into an auto. You have a deficit that you're going to start working with.
Right.
So you know, it's one of those like
Oh.
where do we fit them back in, or what project do you restart as kind of a passion project, you know, to move those old things forward again, you know?
Wow, we got some cool shit here, man. This is the very special. We're not giving any of these away. I hate to say it. This little box is a special box. But from Landrace, we have I have some Ghazni. These are all regions. They're named for their regions. Pagara. He said that one's a tough germ rate. Sabertira. Some bulk. And this beauty right here is Hindu Kush Valley.
Very cool.
Yeah. I taped it up for some reason. So that's what I got from him. I could have sworn there was more. I think there is more somewhere else. I have some clear boxes from him too. But are we doing a giveaway? Did you fire one up?
Yeah, well, I kind of, got busy with family stuff there for a second and forgot.
All right.
Fluff gave the countdown that he's actually got to leave a little early himself. So I was like, oh, shit, we better get this done. So in honor of tonight's first winner, Dags, our brother there out of Ontario, just type his name in. We'll get you in there. That's it's always so tough for us to pick. Well, what's going to be the word? What's going to be the word? So it's just Dags. He's a cool motherfucker.
Bro, I love that. That's fucking awesome.
So we're going to throw an F3 pack from my buddy in there up in Humboldt.
Very cool.
Where did I have those? Let's do 2 from him and a Hellbot from Jinx. Okay, this is Hellbot testers from Jinx. There's looks like 4 beans in there, maybe 3.
Is that Hellbop like is in the comet?
This is
cut their tallywhackers off and went and followed the comet. Is that?
I don't know. Maybe so. He's kind of a crazy guy. Could be. This is Robot Girl times Hell on Wheels. And let's see. Which F3? We'll even throw in 2 from my buddy. We'll throw in his Sierra Gushers F1, which is Gushers times Sierra Cherries, which is one of his crosses. Let's put in. Oh, look, there's the Sierra Cherries right there. The F3. I think I'm going to keep that one, but we'll throw in the Sierra Pop, which is looks like Calio ATF, whatever the fuck that is. I'm having trouble reading it. Where's my glasses? Jesus, getting old sucks. Times something. I don't know. You'll get them though. So we'll do Sierra Pop, Sierra Gushers, and Hellbot. I think these are probably 5 packs from him.
Very
So
cool.
that's about 15, 14 seeds. And the black hat with the green label, the Lost Coast, and I've got samples of Recharge around here somewhere. And stickers. You guys will get stickers and shit.
Hell yeah.
All that crap.
All right. Well, may as well rip this and get her done.
Rip it.
Away we go.
Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Good luck. All right.
Fuck. Cheers abolished.
All right. Nice, buddy. See?
Hell yeah.
Sometimes good stuff
Congratulations,
happens.
my man.
So hit me up, abolished. So when he hits me up on IG, he's going to be abolished, right?
I would assume.
I think it depends on which one of the fucking 9 accounts he hits you from.
Right. Let me know it's you, man. Let me know it's Frugal Force from the show.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm already following him. All
I
right.
don't think so. I feel like everyone is.
So what color should we give abolished for taffy? I don't have any flavor reference anymore. But we got all kinds of crazy colors, man.
Let's Is that like a purpley kind of one in the bottom corner here?
Yeah, right there, purple. Yeah, I
I'll
think
get one
it's
of them.
probably some kind of blackberry pig another. Oh wait, not
with some baby blue there. I see that.
this one way up here.
Yeah.
Oh, there was like a green and pink one.
That's good.
Green and pink. That's watermelon, I believe.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, that one's always a good
Watermelon. Watermelon. Okay, watermelon it is. Hope you like watermelon, Abolish. If you don't, blame Fluff.
one.
He's gonna have like an allergic reaction or some shit now. It's like, thanks, Fluff.
well, shit. On that note, I gotta fucking go.
Yeah. My work here is done.
Tally ho, motherfuckers.
Later, brother.
Nah, it was good talking to you tonight, brother. Sorry I can't fucking stay to the rest of the show.
No worries,
but it's good seeing you, man. I know I'll talk to you soon. And to the rest of you guys, good seeing you tonight. And fucking sorry I couldn't be in chat tonight, but good seeing everybody. And I'll talk to y'all soon.
Peace, Fluff.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
So, who's
likes
going to the
watermelon, we're
DGC
saying.
Cup? Anybody going to the DGC Cup? Anybody in chat?
Let's see. Let us know, everyone, if you're planning on heading out that way. Unfortunately, I'll be a spectator from afar once again. But we're hoping that by 25 we'll be able to have our passports ready to go by then. Maybe I'll get in for that one.
Yeah, I do not have a passport either. Kind of makes you feel like a kid, doesn't it?
It does.
Like you don't have your shit together.
It does. And it's honestly, man, like up until this point in my adult life, I've never had much use for it. I'm sure if I had one, I probably would have gone to the States a couple times, but like not many, man. And now it just seems like it's like fuck. I think like you just said it, like a kid not having your shit together.
Right? It's like whatever. But they're making us do it now, so I don't know. Whatever.
But now that I finally do have a good excuse, like there's so many excuses to go to the States now, right? Like this community, like a bunch of stuff, good shit goes on down there. We're talking about trying to do something in Vegas in 2025, see if we can get a few of us together. And that's on top of like the booth camps and DGC Cups. And
I'll be at Vegas.
Cool
I'll drive to fucking Vegas. I can't believe I didn't go to fucking whatever they just did down there. What was it? MJ BizCon? I didn't even know it was in Vegas, right? I thought it was like in Michigan. So I didn't pay attention to it until like a day before. Everyone's like, yeah, we're landing in Vegas. I'm like, Vegas? Fuck, I could have been there in a day, in like 8 hours.
Yeah, that's all bad. That's all bad.
Fuck, I blew it. And everybody I knew was there. Whatever. Oh my God, these things are fucking so good. You guys are in for a treat. I'm going to give you each another one.
Oh, I love
It's that damn good, eh?
Yummy.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna smash some Christmas treats when I get upstairs. Oh man, am I ever!
Christmas treats?
Oh,
nice.
you know, the squares and all that crap, right?
We didn't do a Christmas dinner. She was not feeling good. We went to a party the night before. Just kind of chilled for Christmas.
Yeah, we had both parents, so we had a full show. Miss G-Bay knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. Turkey, ham.
Oh, yeah, turkey and all the fixings, and Brussels sprouts with bacon and onions. Oh yeah, pumpkin pie and cheesecake, squares. Good stuff.
Yeah, I missed out on all that. I usually cook the dinner, but I'm pissed at my family. I didn't want to cook for anybody.
Eat your own damn food.
Actually, my sister-in-law was stepping up more as the one. So that was cool, but I don't like my brother too much. So like a lot of times my mom and my stepdad would come over here or wherever I'm at, and I'd cook like a rad meal. But I wasn't up to it this year. Not too chummy with all those guys.
We just had come out to mom and dad's, so we just had mom cooked. My mom can cook, so that's always a treat coming out here. I got some friends that growing up where their parents couldn't cook for fucking shit, so you go and spend the night over there, and it's like, I can now more than ever, I can appreciate like the value of a good cook, right? Like back when you were younger, your taste buds aren't developed and you like things like chicken strips and French fries, like just like flavorless shit, you know? And now when I like, oh God, thank God my mom could cook and then pass that on to us because we didn't get used to eating like just sauces out of the can and shit like that. It was
My mom can cook now. She's a good cook now. But when I was growing up, man, she was still learning, you know. I mean, she was 20 when I was born. She was 18 when my brother was born. So she didn't know shit. Add that to the fact that she's a dumb bitch to begin with. But, you know.
I remember when I was in my teenage years at some point, my mom cooked this like peanut butter chicken. And it was so but she still gets shit for this, and it's like 25 years later kind of stuff, right? But for the kids that were there for this, my dad, who was out of town working at the time, was like, I wasn't even there, and I'm still fucking hearing about this. It must have been kind of bad. And it was like, basically, from what I can recall, she took like chicken thighs and just put them in a sauce, fucking like emptied a jar of peanut butter into like a casserole tray and threw it in the oven. It was fucking disgusting. That's the one fucking time I can think of where it was just absolutely no, and I'm not even trying to eat this. Friggin' got caught feeding it to the dog under the table, which is also the only time I've ever done that. Yeah, peanut butter and chicken, don't do it. Not like that, at least, because, you know, like Thai food's awesome. And they use peanuts and stuff. Just not peanut butter, I guess.
You know what? Cool. I think that's what we had for Christmas. Thai food. In fact, that's what we had. Yeah. I ran over to I like pad thai noodles. Chicken satay is like my thing. Those are good.
Wow, dude, there's we used to have a pad thai place that's like was not even a block away from my place, and they had to shut down due to rent prices and stuff. And then, but they opened up a food truck towards the end of summer, so it's looking like maybe during the warm months at least they'll be able to fucking go hit up the food truck, because there's a burger joint in our town too that was same thing. They couldn't afford rent where they are. It was at the price where like an already overpriced $12 burger is going to start costing $20, and no, people aren't going to do that. They know that they can't afford to. With the rent price of what they're at, and it's like shit. So they did the same thing, get a food truck. So I'm like, man, when I look at my small town that I live in, we very low selection on restaurants, and probably the two best places are now looking like they're food trucks. And I'm just kind of excited about this for summer months, because then I can go sit in the one parking lot, maybe have these two side by side, go get a pad thai and whatever you want.
Fucking waffle cone.
Yeah, dude. Freaking go get like one of those badass poutines over there that they got. The burger place did that, right? Like fancy, like freaking Philly cheesesteak poutine and stuff like that. Wow.
Ah, shit. What is this? Mystery GMO. GMOB. This came from a dude who knows his shit. I have a Pinkleberry F7 from this man that I want to fucking actually cross to something.
Very cool.
I don't know what it is. Mystery GMOB, huh?
See, but that's the thing, Hillbilly Herb. Fucking, you wouldn't even get the handy for the $20 burger. So it's a total ripoff, dude. Hence the food trailer. But it's tough to see shit like that happen, though. Like, I hate to see stores closing down anytime it's like a local fucking small town type thing. Even if you're a big town, but like a small business, right? It sucks to see that, because I don't know. It's just, I find the food's better. Right? It's more real.
At some point, I want to find something blue too. Something good, you know. I've got blueberry from a bunch of different breeders. Some good guys, you know. And I've got DJ Shorts too. But, you know, honestly, DJ Shorts stuff is known to herm. I mean, his flow hermed on me right next to blueberry that didn't. So I was told that the blueberry would herm first, but whatever. There's blueberry in the flow, so It is what it is. Not that there's not something awesome in there, but when I do go to make something blue, I'm just a little worried that there'll be a genetic, intersex genetic in there, and I'll probably still just move forward with it because I love blue. And if I get something that's blue, I might just hang on to it, even if it throws nanners, I don't know.
To me, it all comes down to how good is the medicine. And how bad are the nanners, though? Because that plays an important role, too. Now, because if we're talking just a few, particularly late in flower, I'm not worried. But if we're talking like it's week 2, maybe 3 weeks in, and you look down below where you'd maybe be shaving her legs, and they're just popping out everywhere, I'm like, okay, maybe this tells me there's going to be a lot of problems in the future. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't think I want to even...
I don't want to fuck with any intersex stuff. I mean, I plan on stressing everything. I have several tents in that shed, so they'll get not happy environments when I'm growing my own beans. Only when I'm growing smoke will they be optimized. But while I'm growing my beans, they'll be like, fucked up heat and fucked up humidity or fucked up food or fucked up light. I'm gonna fuck with them. I'm gonna try and get them to fucking herm, basically. And we'll see who makes it and who doesn't. I'm almost having I'm leaning towards that. Almost anything will do it if you push it hard enough.
Yeah, I'm with you, but some stuff you can just beat on and it'll keep going. Now the odds are if you fuck with it hard enough and keep going, it will show you. But it's like, but when you look at the temperament of others, like I was saying, where it's maybe 2 weeks into flip and you're just like,
for sure.
Because even my Catahoula that I got, that's showed me nanners the very first time I grew it out. About a year ago when I had like freezing temperatures in the very bottom of my tent, which I didn't realize in the back corner kind of thing, there's the metal pole had like frost on it. I was like, holy shit.
No shit.
And in my room, it's warm up there, but the tent was right beside the fucking window, which is open pretty well year round, unless it's like minus 30 kind of thing. And a draft comes in the window and settles right in behind that tent and forces its way through. And so I was like, and using sip containers, which are sitting right on the floor of that tent. So they're basically sitting in ice water is kind of what I deduced. But didn't realize this until it was like February, I think. So like mid to late February. And I'd lost my shit because I'd spent a lot of money on genetics from a lot of well-known breeders. And just about everything in there fucking showed me balls. And I was like, just like angry and heartbroken at the same time because I just spent a small fortune. I haven't bought seeds since then because I just dropped a small fortune on them. And I was like, wow. But then realizing that, now that I know they're sitting in ice water, should I run some of this stuff again and give it a little bit better conditions? Because like the Catahoula, it showed me balls last winter on 1 or 2 plants. I haven't seen anything since then. And it's like my favorite thing in the garden right now.
Really?
Triangle Kush by Chem 91 BX3. It's killer. I love it. And
do you reckon that 3 back crosses push that intersex to the surface?
I don't know enough about, like, I know obviously Chem has the ability to do that. Like, I'm guessing because bag seeds is the original story, right? 13 of them. So I don't know enough about the lineage. I got to go farther in there and look, but I suspect that, it's because of the Chem that was in there and just it'll.
Well, and the back crossing. So they say that it's back crossing and selfing is the fast road to stabilization, which I guess it is. What do I know? But I hear also that it's more likely to pull the intersex traits out of a variety.
It could be. I've never back crossed anything, so I personally have, and I think I'm just trying to think. I don't even know if what I'm thinking of. Like Ross Jeff's back crossed Irie, the BX ones. I think those are the only BXs I can think of, or BCs, whatever we want to call them,
Right.
that I've ever run. So, but I've not heard that, but now I'm interested because there's lines that I've thought about running, or my own personal projects where I'm thinking about, well, maybe if I could make that more like this plant over here, say a golden goat, because I love golden goat, but am I going to fuck with the genealogy in there now?
I think it's worth the gamble, man. If you can get, I mean, if you're trying to stabilize, which means, you know, I want to send you 100 seeds and I want 99 of them to look and smell and taste the same. Like one back cross, and I think you're all the way up to like a F3 level of stabilization, right? Like you're at a F5 fast, like within 3 back crosses or something like that. I like the first one, and you're at 50% homozygosity, right? So like half of those plants are going to represent the same for what you're selecting, you know. And then one more back cross, and you're like 75%. These are broad numbers, but I believe it's something like that, which is insane, you know, because it would take years and years of sifting and, you know, male to female inbreeding to get a stabilized product like that. But that's the game. That's what we're in now, right?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Well, I'd like to hear more about it, because I personally, for my game as an aspiring breeder of sorts, I want inbred lines and stuff like that for me. I don't want to try and make my name as an inbred or on an F1 superstar, as I like to call them. Whereas, and I got nothing against those that are doing it. It's just not my chosen path. I want, like you said, if I hand you 99 or 100 seeds, 99 of them to come out the same. That is my end goal, because I've got a CBD line that I'm working on that, you know, where I want that to be the result, where, you know that if you pop that spider girl, you're going to get some elevated CBD with a little bit of THC in there, enough to just kind of give you that perfect mesh in there.
Right.
It's not going to, you're not likely to find that high THC fucking chem dog fucking pheno in there anymore. It's already been kind of rooted out. You got more of that kind of Charlotte's Web cross with chem sort of thing. That's reliability, I guess.
Right. Yeah, homozygosity is what they call it.
Yeah.
Which, you know, nobody freak out on the homo part. I mean, but they're the same. You know, heterozygosity is where plants are all different. And if you're breeding for stability, you're trying to find, you're steering towards homozygosity.
Yeah. It's good
to sound like a fucking word snob now. That's my last word snob word.
That's okay, dude. For the first couple of years, I didn't even know how to pronounce it. Because I went out and got Greg Green's Cannabis Breeding Bible, and it's a great book for introductory and learning this. And I'm like, I can look up the definition of that word. I still have no idea how the fuck to say it. And then I think it was our brother Terp, when I met him on Cannabis, he was throwing that word around. I was like, fuck, okay, yeah, that's how you say it. And it was like that. Didn't have to show my hand and never actually have to ask him, wait, what the fuck is that? Because that's like when you like last names, and I don't mean to be disrespectful. You can laugh at my name all you want if you're from a different part of the world, because it probably happens, right? Someone in a different country, there's Brad. You know, what kind of fucking name is that? You know, so I get it. You know, but you know, like when you get like certain last names where it's just like, holy fuck, I don't think I can even. Like, you know, you're gonna fumble that one if you
right. For sure. That's hilarious. So I don't know. I think probably my big resolution coming up here is to get my fucking storage unit emptied, man. I got this garage. I need to get the shelves up in it and get all my tools up in it. Get the Harley in there, which needs to be fixed, so that I can ride it. Stupid shit, but you know, it's costing me $500 a month to sit there.
Oof.
Fuck. That's a new front end in just a few months, man. You know what I'm saying? God. Fuck. So.
Yeah,
shit.
get that thing fixed up, man. Come on.
Dude, I need that therapy. But I'll tell you, around here, it's not so relaxing.
Yeah, you got to hit the back roads. Got to get it out of town.
Got to get to the back roads. Getting to the back roads is insane around
it'll
here.
kill
dude.
you, yeah.
People are just, it's the fucking road warrior around here, dude. You know? And then I get all angry at them. I get grumpy. That's when I'm at my grumpiest, when I'm driving.
Yeah. My street bike is gone now. I sold that free up a few dollars, but I still got my supermoto. It's nimble, it's just not fast, so that kind of sucks on that. I can't throttle it certain situations with that one.
So I got a lot of torque. I got a lot of escape power, but I don't got a lot of high end power in the Harley.
No,
I mean,
once you hit max, that's it.
Yeah, she doesn't want to go like 100 for miles and miles. You know, that air cooled. She's like, hey, man, don't you see the temperature gauge? What the fuck? You know, because I have a little temperature dip in there and shit. And she runs hot anyways. And I took a trip to Nevada one year and ran her hard through. Just pushed her and didn't give her a break. It was a really hot day, and everyone was heading up to Street Vibrations in Reno, and so I was splitting lanes for like. Fuck, man, it felt like 4 hours just to get to Reno, right? And then once I got into the hills, I was like, fuck this, bam, just let her fucking open, you know, and to the point of almost dying in some of those turns, going way too fast, you know. But that she was never the same after that trip. You know, something happened to her thermostat, maybe. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, dicked her.
Yeah, I dicked her. She was not happy. I've been thinking about getting one of those oil coolers that you put on the front of the frame for a Harley, at a quart or whatever it is.
That's what the Katana I had is air cooled and oil cooled. It's got the little mini rat up front. So I'm sure I did the same thing. More of a couple and, you know what I mean? Whatever.
You know, she loves to cruise at 75, 80. She loves that. You know, she's a great freeway bike. 100 just kind of still wears on her. I've taken her there. I remember one time, So I'm with this guy, and he's on a Victory or something. It's a Honda Davidson or Harley Davidson. You know, it looks like a Harley, like a big bike, but it's something else. Nicer than my Harley. It's probably more reliable, right? But anyway, we're at a bar, we're at a biker bar, and we're talking, and we're getting along, and next thing I know, these young bouncers are getting ready to fucking pound the shit out of him, and he's just a little guy, and we're old, you know. I'm fucking not. He's in his 50s. I was probably in my 40s at the time, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck, you know? And they're like, this motherfucker's pissing in the back alley. There was like an alley to the restrooms, but it wasn't an alley. It was in the building. So homeboy's all drunk, right? And just decides to fucking whip it out and take a leak because he want to wait his turn. And they're like, you're out. And I'm like, no worries. I'm taking him out of here now. So the whole way he's like, rah, 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 you know, small guy too, like gonna get killed. Right. And I'm standing in between all these young bouncers and him that just want to kill him. And I'm like, dude, just get on your bike. Get on your bike. So what does he do? Whirr, fucking big old peel out right there on the sidewalk in front of their fucking thing where our bikes are parked. And we take off and we spend the night racing from bar to bar. We're racing because he's like not slowing down. I'm like, he'll take off at a light and I'm like, fuck, dude, I am not keeping up with you to get caught all drunk on my bike. You know, we're drunk, you know? So anyway, we finally get to the last bar. And I'm just trying to make sure this dude gets home. I'm drinking pretty mellow, but I'm drunk, right? And I want to make sure this dude doesn't end up in a ditch and nobody doesn't know where he is. So finally talk him into going over to his work yard where his work truck was and trailer where he could crash on the couch and shit, you know. Get him through the gate. He's in there. I'm done. So I go home. I'm almost home, and I'm on this frontage road that runs along the side of Highway 680 and 24 is a combo freeway there. And there's a fence in between it. Totally see both roads. And I'm fucking super drunk. It's about, I don't know, 2:33 in the morning. And there's nobody there because it's all walls on this side and a fence on this side. It's just me and nobody out there. And I'm like, bam, I fucking lay it down and I'm doing like 95 right next to a residential neighborhood on a frontage road. There's no homes there. There's walls, right? But they're on the other side of that wall. And I'm just like, wow, boom. And I'm flying, going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I look over at the freeway and there's a fucking CHP pacing me on the freeway, right? He's like, he's yelling at me and he's fucking waving his fist and shit. And I know he can't get me because the fucking only spot he can get me is like blocks down to get, the off ramp. So I'm like, whoa, Briggs, boom. And I'm like off into the neighborhood and I do a bunch of fucking wiggly woms. Get home, get it into the garage, fucking just spill myself onto the couch. And you go, you dumb fuck. You dumb fuck. What were you doing? You're so drunk. What the fuck were you doing, dummy?
Yeah, I've had a few close ones like that, or other situations where you're running from the cops. And you guys out here?
Yeah, we're outie.
Yeah,
Did I sport the shirt?
Yeah, sure. See,
Merry
look,
Christmas.
I told you guys what a fucking prick I was, and not even wearing our T-shirt. And here,
Oh,
my sister,
nice, sweet,
sporting that.
killer.
This is my sister Steph right here, and she's.
Hi, Steph.
Hey, Steph.
How are you?
Love you too, bro. Hope to see you soon.
Sorry, we stole them away from you guys.
We do gotta do that. I think we should.
Look at this. We're live in the Cariboo.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
we're gonna go see Skid Row March 8th.
Oh, sick.
Skid Row and Buck Cherry.
Nice.
All
All
right.
right.
Merry Christmas. It was
Merry
good seeing you
Christmas.
again.
See you too. And we'll see you next time.
I hope to.
All right,
Oh man, I feel bad that we dragged you away from the family.
dude. That's actually every time I disappeared from the camera. That's what I was doing. And then the last time I disappeared was when my other sister and one of my very best friends were all leaving and stuff. So I had to kind of stay up a little bit longer, but they took off. And I was starting to look at thinking, fuck, I'll even be able to get through the show before anyone else leaves. But no. But you know what? Everybody's gone now, I think. So we're good.
Oh, nice.
Now that we
Nice.
got like 8 minutes left in the show.
Right. Yeah,
But we better do a dab.
Let's do it.
I
I think I'm gonna do some crushed diamonds here on this dab.
Ooh, I like it.
Crushed diamonds get a lot of flack because they're Delta 8 or whatever. But I like the cleanliness of a diamond when you dab it.
My thing is, I'm not so much huge on like the diamonds by themselves. I love mixing them with other concentrates to give it that extra punch.
Yeah,
That's
little
where I
sauce.
really like them, or putting them in a joint with some already good weed just to really drive it even further. Like,
These are little saucy.
Yeah, and then like
Saucy
but,
little
like,
diamonds.
I kind of laugh at some of the guys I work with because they'll be talking about how like, oh, I got some diamonds, and I'll see what they do, and then they do look like diamonds, no sauce in there whatsoever, just cleary kind of. And my experience is there's like zero taste in diamonds whatsoever, which is my only beef with them is they don't have terps, which is why I mix them with other concentrates, right? Then all of a sudden you got this extreme awesome head kick with flavor and also punch to that flavor. And, and you're just like, oh, this is just an amazing awesomeness going on in my mind. But they're just, oh yeah, those diamonds, they taste so good. And I'm like,
I usually prefer the
live
live resin from these guys. I usually prefer their live resin, but I mean, I crushed it on these diamonds were like $15 a gram.
Nice.
On sale. So it was like, fuck. All right, load me up.
I got an online place. I get them for about that same price, but that's Canadian speak. So it's actually be closer to like 10 for American dollars or 10, 12.
Damn, dude.
And it's, you know what? I'm always happy with them. It's the same place I get all my shatter from, which I was happy with every single time except for the second last. Ooh, it's big screen as well.
How come it's not there? It goes. Whatever.
We get the general idea.
I wish we had a way to do that though. Like, we all try that and it just.
Well, I think there are a couple people that do have high quality webcams. I suspect Colton's might be able to because I think he's got a GoPro webcam. So I suspect that I can
focuses.
probably do things on my cam. I do have an external webcam that can focus, but it takes so long, and it usually will not focus on kind of the right thing at the right time. And I know it's not quality. We'll put it that way. Bongs of orange gasm for big word. That sounds fucking amazing.
I do have some orange gasm too. I have other Irie stuff that I would like to grow. My seed collection is it's stuff that I know has got some fire in it. You know, a lot of the stuff that's from breeders that I know around here in California, and a lot of Jackson stuff is used. Mean Gene stuff is used in their stuff. Those are in a special box, like that landrace shit is in a special box. You know, shit that's solos from special breeders, you know, stuff that I want to deal with. And then like all the stuff I get from my friends is probably going to be just smoke. You know what I mean? All the seeds that my friends have bred, they'll just be for smoking. You know what I'm saying? Just not really for breeding. That's how I think I'm probably going to approach that.
You can do breeding once you crack them and enjoy them and see what there is. If there's something you're like, wow, holy geez.
Yeah.
I really like that orange gasm from Irie. It's of
Big
all
time.
Yeah, he grew too.
Big time fan.
Yeah. Nice.
So the orangey ones I got from him are orange gasm and Sunkiss.
I've got some of
Is
that.
it Sunkiss?
Which I believe is the same female, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think
I don't know.
Tangy, Platinum Tangy or something like that.
Yeah.
He told me that one's pretty orangey too, the Sunkiss. Supposedly super easy to grow too. I guess that's one of his easiest ones to grow.
I think Fluff has one of those on the go right now, and I think pretty sure it was Hooley that put those Sunkisses up my way because he heard me talking about I'm looking for orange terps, and the orange gasm is the favorite. But the orange gasm also has the golden goat in it, which I think is a big deal because that shit is just so potent.
I just smoked some. My group did an assessment of Tropicana cherry. Fuck, did that have some terps on it? But no legs.
Huh?
Like a great little high for a minute. You know what I mean? Was digging it. Looked beautiful. I mean, purple for days. But just not the legs. I'm thinking there's some validity to this. You know, where they say the more purple it is, the higher the more anthocyanin, the higher odds that you'll have a low THC count. You know, we'll see.
Little mini caribou doesn't have his antlers yet.
Nah, it's I gotta say bye to this one too. Love you, Tree.
Love you.
Well, we're you can go hang out. Are they?
That
they
little
out?
dude that just came in and gave me a hug. That's my nephew who's 6 years old. I took him to see Guns N' Roses back in October. Oh, and look at this. Say hi. This is Violet.
What's up, buddy?
You're on TV. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Violet.
She is fun. Are you going by now?
Yeah.
I love you. Next time.
Till next time, kiddo. Fly low. Oh, mole.
She's fun.
Hell yeah, we got some cool special guests tonight.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun with her. She used to be very shy and didn't want to look at me. And then in about the last year is where she's kind of gotten over that. And it's
kids make things special nowadays.
Uncle Brad.
And then, rocking out with the little guy there at Guns N' Roses. And what happened was I bought the tickets for my sister and her husband, and she couldn't make it due to work. So her hubby was like, well, I'll bring Caleb. And I was like, that's cool, was my first response. And I started thinking, I've taken a few kids to shows now, and that'll be a long one. How well is he going to sit? And that's on top of a 5-hour drive to get there earlier that day, right?
Right.
And so and I turned out to be kind of right. Apart about after Allison Chains was done, so now we're in. he's kind of wants to be up and about, and I think Leon probably spent about half the Guns N' Roses set doing laps around the concourse to take him to the bathroom. So that's the other thing. It's a special day, right? First concert and all that. We try to make this special. So he's drinking pop all day long, and sugar. It's just not the best.
Maybe he's a mosher.
Well, so what we were just talking about there, going to see Skid Row, we're talking about doing that for my daughter's birthday weekend, going up there, and that will be floor seats. I think it is all general admission, so we'll see how that works. But once again, that's he'll be on Dad's shoulders for that one, because I also know about short kids on the floor. It's not always ideal.
So I like to buy. I live in Concord, and we have an amphitheater here, sort of. It's where I saw my first concert, oddly enough, when I was 6 years old, like fucking forever ago, 50 years ago. Anyway, we buy, since we live here, we can buy, they're like floor passes, but the general admission is in the back of the bowl on the lawn. You know, it's like amphitheater. Man, it's hella cheap, and we just hang out and watch show after show for like nothing, man. It's really great.
That's
I love it.
It sounds like kind of the same kind of idea, maybe where we're going to see Sammy Hagar.
It is very much like that.
Where you got your seat and stuff up front, kind of in a cone shaped thing, and then opening up towards the back, you got your grass on a slope lawn.
Yep.
And I'm like, shit, I am fine with the nosebleeds if I can move around and be happy. Don't get me wrong, the energy is up front, but the people standing is where the best time is.
The sound up on the lawn is always better in those venues.
Good point.
Always better.
Good point. Well, in any venue, really, where's the mixing board? That's where you want to go stand if you're looking for the good sound.
Mm-hmm.
We just went and saw fucking Zach Sabbath last week. Yeah, that was last week. And dude, that was fun.
Zach Wild? Is that Zach Wild?
Yeah, with his Black Label Society bass player filling in there, and Joey Castillo on drums, who I believe used to play for Danzig and a bunch of other bands. And dude, that was just a great time. You listen to some of the best like music ever written by Zach Wild is my favorite guitar player in this day and age. I'm such a huge fan, and it was like just to see that. But the opening band, dude, it was a group called the Native Howl out of Michigan, Detroit. And they were like, they called themselves like thrash grass. They're up there doing like friggin' heavy metal with banjos. And you're just like, this is cool. Like, these guys are fun. This is what I like to see when I go to a concert and I don't know anything about the opening band. And you're just like, this is a good time.
Yeah. I love fusion of any kind.
Yeah.
If you're fusion genres, man, it's slick. Very slick. I actually need to get my ass back at it. I've been playing music for 50 years, and I quit. I didn't quit. I just stopped playing around COVID because the band, kind of pittered out, and nobody was seeing anybody, and like I wasn't getting hired to do any gigs as a player anymore, and I started growing, and it just took up all my time. But fuck, dude, I play bass, drums, guitar, little piano. I've got a banjo that I fiddle with. I play uke, harmonica, you name it, bro. I mean, and it's all right here. And I keep buying shit to like tempt myself to play,
Well, I got the daughter her couple sets of strings for Christmas and everything. Where you get the guitar leads back.
Nice.
Yeah, funny you say that. You think you should get back to it. I show up here. My dad's got my bass sitting in the guitar stand right there, plugged in, ready to go. Just hit the switch, and he's like, the last probably 3 months or so, I've been thinking about I should maybe grab my bass next time I come home. And I already, to be honest with myself, I am not going to give it the attention it deserves. But a few hours here and there is better than no hours at all.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
I've been having fun. And now, like, I'm talking Black Sabbath there, like NIB, one of my favorites. And I was just like, the bass line to that. And I come home and I'm starting to plunk away on that when we get here. And trying to figure out that string bend into the line there, and like my fingers aren't very nimble, so to get that bend right, and it's something you got to work, you know what I mean? No, Jay, I'm not going to embarrass myself quite like that.
So
give it a bit more
I was
time,
like-
and then I'll come rip some stuff. But because we do freaking music stuff for this show. Like, Lobster's written a couple killer songs. We've got the City Cash songs that we could use. Catachronic has given us some awesome stuff. And I can do some easy bass riffs here and there. Maybe friggin', and then maybe I can pass a bass riff on and give that to Lobster or someone like that. Or Hooli. I know he can do music. He sent me some stuff too, right? Maybe,
Yeah, I thought about buying a program that would allow me to do that, like Pro Tools or something like that. You got to have a format that allows you to send the track over to somebody, and they've got to be able to collect it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it allows us to collaborate around the world. I have a buddy who's way into Pro Tools.
That's cool stuff. Do you notice how quickly I put the fucking thing away once Jay Patrick was asking me to play it for him? I was like, nope.
Get some slaps off. Do you slap that thing? Do you play slap bass?
No, I actually am a finger player though. I started off with a pick, and then I started doing some things with a pick, some things with fingers, and I do just like the feel of fingers.
Yeah, I'm mostly fingers and slapping, but if I'm playing metal, speed metal, it's pick all day.
Yeah,
If it's flying fast, this is pick all day.
See, I couldn't even attempt flying fast. I just I probably would end up having to go with a pick if I could get to that point, because my fingers have just been hammered and smashed. I like easy bluesy type stuff. I can keep up with that on some level. Give me some experience, maybe if I can get the time to dedicate to friggin' and get some fluidity to my playing, and then it'll get easier, right?
Yeah, I thought about doing a live and breaking something out for the first time in years live on IG, and then I'm like, maybe not.
Practice a couple of times before you hit the live button.
Exactly. Exactly. Do a run through a song at least. But I was thinking about, I don't know, throwing on some music and just playing my bass with it or something like that. The same way we figure out songs. You put something on and you just sort of fucking fiddle around with it,
Good way to do it is throw on the music you like to play with or whatever, and that way when you're out of rhythm in time or your fingers hurt for a sec, take
a little break.
The whole song's still there, right?
Yep. Agreed.
When I was learning the CD Led Zeppelin 2, I can't play any of the solo stuff, but all the backing and the rhythm and stuff, I was learning that, and it was just play. Okay, I got it. Rewind. Back that day, or I was on a CD, so I was still rewinding, just going back, whatever. And fuck, took me forever, man, but I got most of it.
It's pretty awesome feeling, dude, when you get it, and then you can that album, you put it on and you play it,
Yeah. Black Dog by Led Zeppelin. It's got a weird just a little bit off. It's a really weird little riff, man. So you got to play with that little lag at the one spot, and if you don't sound right. It's just to play that.
I think it's a 4/4. Every time I've counted it out, I think it's a 4/4. But the drum
it's normal,
the drum beat switches that snare.
There's one little spot where just the timing's the same, but just the way the riff goes is you just lag one fucking bit to catch up to the other spot, and it's if you don't play that one spot right, because you naturally want to play it just robot wise, but then you got to do that one little spot where you just fuck off a little bit.
I know where you're talking
that's
about.
The nuances of shit like Led Zeppelin. The reason they were so good is because the guy playing the guitar was a nutbag, and he's so good at it.
Well, and John Bonham, that riff is so
even better.
That riff feels that weird thing that you're talking about because the drum beat. Yeah, because he flips the kick around. He goes ba 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 boom ba right here or something like that. No ba 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 boom ba right. He flips it, and
he does so much weird shit playing drums.
Yeah, it's odd. Stoney would know. Where's Stoney when you need him?
Yeah. It's all the Zeppelin tunes are just they were at a time where music was a lot more experimental.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bought myself a double kick.
the sheer talent of some of these guys back in the day, learning the electric guitar. They were just doing some wacky shit, and it was just awesome to listen to, man.
Yeah, it's too bad a lot of those innovating guys are dead.
Yeah.
Jimmy, Randy Rhoads, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
You think of the what could have been with all those situations, man. Like, think of how young Randy Rhoads was. It just the shit.
23. What was he? 23.
Yeah. Like, holy fuck, you know. Like, talk about. There's so, like you said, like Jimmy's. Like, there's so many guys you can do this with, but I to me, Randy Rhoads is the guy that I think of most of the what could have beens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like, even like getting back into like kind of Sabbath talk. I see Hooli going off about that. Like, my favorite version of like Paranoid is probably my favorite Sabbath song, but my favorite version of Paranoid is not on Sabbath. It's from Randy Rhoads on the live version, where it's just like it's sped up into just a different beast. It's so much faster. It's got more balls to it, and it's just, to me, it's more magical. It's just like, oh, like it's so much. Like, talk about taking such an amazing song and then making it better, possibly. Like, how is that, But in my opinion, he did.
And it's coming from a guy who's like the most sweet, humble, chill, decent guy. I mean, everything about Randy Rhoads was amazing. We really got robbed that day.
Yeah. Apparently, I've been hearing some about, there is apparently about, like, was it 8 or 18 hours of unrecorded Randy work out there?
Of unreleased Randy?
Yeah. I forget. Was it Ozzy or Sharon that are trying to block the release of it or something like that? I don't recall the details of it.
Why?
I don't know. So that they are the only ones with Randy material or something. I don't get it. The article I was reading could have also been full of shit, right? Because you know how it is when you're scrolling through Instagram and shit like that, and you see all these clickbait headlines, like anything Randy related, I'm clicking on that, or Ozzy related, and I was just like, because it was like Lee Kerslake or something, like one of those guys that he played with in and around that time, and like. These are all the same people that are suing Ozzy for fucking unpaid royalties. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But
wow,
there's bad blood between them and Ozzy.
Well, that's on fucking Sharon, because Ozzy doesn't pay attention to that shit. That's on Sharon. That's on 100%. His fucking wife.
100%. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, just like why Ronnie James Dio wasn't introduced into the Hall of Fame with Sabbath, right? I think he should have been there. Ozzy was the main work of art there, but the first couple albums with Dio were better than the last couple albums with Ozzy.
Yeah. Well, and there's some unforgettable Sabbath tracks with Dio, man.
Wow.
Iconic shit. Mob Rules. Fucking get out of here.
Just bumping Heaven and Hell on the way home from teenagers in the car,
Fucking great album. Yeah. That song is a great song, man.
Neon Nights. Like,
oh, yeah. Fuck. Taking me back.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Love it.
Sabbath, man, fun stuff. I was a fun little story about Sabbath. I was sitting in the back seat of my buddy's older brother's car. So we're back in the mid-90s. We're smoking that good hash. I'm done. I'm laying down, like in the back of like a old Buick or some shit. I'm laying down. Just, watching the shadows of the headlights move across the top of the car. I'm zoning. The song comes on where it's got the sirens at the start. And I'm like, boys, you hear that, man? Fuck, we better get out of here. They're like, dude, it's the fucking radio.
You guys are talking hash. I'm going to do some hash now with the 3-hole.
Yeah, with that. Yeah, so one of the cool things about my dad being up here, I used to always get him CDs and shit for Christmas. And now CDs are kind of a done and over thing, but vinyl's making the comeback. And
why are CDs a done and over thing?
Because he doesn't fucking listen to them anymore. Most people don't listen to them anymore.
But I mean, they're still a viable technology, right? I mean,
they are, but they're outdated, out of style. I think is the main thing. It's out of style.
What's replaced them? Spotify. Digital. Yeah, digital.
Yeah. Spotify has replaced that. But anyways, vinyl is making the comeback. My old man has always had a good vinyl collection. His vinyl collection is what started my early vinyl collection when I moved out on my own, because I always had one that I added to. And then when I split up with my ex-wife, all my vinyl is now here with all of his vinyl. And there's a store in this town that'll sell friggin' new and used vinyl and shit. So I went down there looking for some Zach Sabbath, because I'm still really excited about the show I saw. And I know that that's the only way Zach's been releasing that is on cassette and vinyl. They didn't have it, but they did have, you know, friggin' the first Sabbath out record, which I thought was fucking badass.
Fuck yeah.
And I've already got it, but the first one, the second side doesn't play. So I was just like, you know, check that out, and got a few other things for him there. And then there's a store here that's unfortunately closed down. Electron Music up here in Prince George has been like the musical instrument repair go-to place for as long as I can remember, and then some. And apparently they're shutting down. But I went looking through the record bins there. I got an original pressing of Pet Shop Boys, fucking Pet Sounds.
Nice.
Or Beach Boys, sorry, Beach Boys, Pet Sounds.
Dude, that is a classic album right there.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for that one. So that's my music collecting nerdyism there, because I am one of those people that up until space and the lack thereof in my current living situation means I can't have my CD collection, which is fucking huge in the house. So Spotify is unfortunately my go-to, and I can buy records now still, bring them to dad's, listen to them, pound the shit out of them, and leave them here where they're not taking up space in my place. And so seeing how I already know that when my parents kick the bucket, I'll be the one that ends up with the music collection, I'm really investing into my future, if anything. So, yeah, I see that.
I got all my CDs still.
Yeah, I love the tunes.
Oops. Gotta have them.
Yep.
Gotta have them. You know,
Yeah,
even if I don't play them, I like seeing them up there.
I'm with you, man. It's just like I used to have a really great book collection that I was very proud of as well. I've read every book on the shelf, most of them at least twice. So
I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Times I had to MB3 at probably 10 years ago or so. I've moved 20 or so times since my teen years. So
you lose all your shit.
Yeah, it's like, and I've become I find peace in less ownership. So like the less stuff I have, the better I feel. So I got to get rid of it. I'm still on the track.
You're purging. You're purging.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Because at one point it was the opposite. I thought possessions would maybe, I don't know. I just was always buying shit. Not addicted to it, but always buying, clothes and trinkets and shit. And then eventually you're like, holy fuck, I got a lot of junk.
My thing now is like, oh, look at that thing. I could do this with it. Buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Use it once.
I used that thing I bought back in 2001 finally.
Yeah, right.
So, well, guys, what do you figure? Should we start wrapping her up here?
I figure I failed at that, so that's a good enough time to wrap it up. This is a 3-hole pipe. So see the 3 holes at the very top?
Yeah,
you drop hash down in the bottom, and then you vaporize it with a rod.
Cool.
So you're not really combusting. It's a hash pipe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's handy. You can use it for dabs too, but all right, get it cleaned up. Well, chat, thanks for joining. That was really cool. Thanks for having me, guys.
And thanks for jumping on. It's a good time.
I guess we didn't really talk much about growing.
That's sometimes it's one. It just sounds like an excuse to bring you back another time. And two,
for sure.
Sometimes it's just where the conversation goes.
Speaking of which, when's the Headbangers Ball going to come back?
That's a good question. Man, if you want to talk music, I'm sure we can put something together and make it happen. Because that's usually been what it was, is just trying to get everybody together at the same time. And now, B's for very good personal reasons that I absolutely support he's not doing social media. kind of thing. And Steve, I could reach out to him, see what he's up to. He might be interested. That'd be fun, man.
I'll pop in for a headbangers ball.
Fuck yeah, that'd be good fun.
Head bongers, right? Head bongers ball.
Yeah, that's right. Head bongers bowl.
Head bongers bowl.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. Especially now that we're doing like a lot of concerts and stuff like that these days. So it's a little bit of more topic to be able to yap about too, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, boys, I really appreciate it. The winners, make sure you get a hold of me. You're welcome, Dags. Send me a message at IG_RASUFA. Hit me up, man. Send me your address and shit.
You're gonna be around tomorrow, hanging out.
Oh wait, so Dags, I'm sending to you, right?
Well, I'll probably get it sent to him. I'll just pay the shipping.
Gotcha.
That's in there, and I'll go pick him up at some point. That's my excuse. We were supposed to visit a few times, meet up, and shake hands, finally smoke a joint or something. But life is lifey, right? So I'll figure it out. I just want to get some stuff shipped from the States. I was waiting for a time to do it. This looks like a good opportunity. So I'll talk
thanks,
to
Jay. Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that, buddy. Great to be here. I wish I was more active in chat. I'm not very good at that. I'm working on it, though.
If you guys want to see RASUFA more, you come hang out in the Cariboo Discord.
Yeah. Link is in the description below.
Yeah.
I like how you did that, G-Bay. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, nice segue, bro. Pro.
Yeah, like taking a rock, just ping, ting.
So, that could work against you. Maybe they don't want to keep listening to me. They won't come in.
Thanks for the input.
Or a music talk show. See that? Hey.
I get down to that, man. Like I said, it's one of those things I'm super passionate about. And I'm a fuck of a lot more knowledgeable about music than I am cannabis. I'll put that in there.
Well, that's awesome. Because on the metal scene
about cannabis too. So
on the metal scene, I am not as knowledgeable with all of it as you are. And
there we go.
Listen.
There we go. We fucking put together a broad spectrum of fucking metal yappage. It'll be awesome.
Fuck. Let's do it. I'm down. Let's do it. Talk to Steve.
Okay, we can make it happen. Hopefully, and if he's not able to, then we'll make it happen.
We'll do it without him. Yeah, that's right. Fluff loves metal too.
He does. All right, guys.
Chat. Merry Christmas.
Bless your souls with some rock and roll. Get the fuck out of here. What day is it? It's Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. Sorry, I've got a week off holidays. It's it's a blur. Fuck, what day is it? I don't know.
Fuck yeah.
G-Bay, Thursday? We should be able to do something Thursday, eh?
Hell yeah, brother. I'm off work, chilling, smoking weeds, man. So
I'm off work. It sounds like I'm traveling home tomorrow morning sometime. So yeah, sounds good, man. Let's rock and roll.
Fuck yeah.
Take this worry away from me. My final bed to lay. I need a silent
I had that wide-eyed look there. Oh, shit.
Who's doing that jam? Who's doing that jam?
That's Fluff's brother's band.
Okay. So the bass player is not Fluff, or that's his brother?
No, that is not Fluff. That is his brother is the drummer.
Okay, because the guy playing bass looks like Fluff.
I see what you mean. As soon as you said Asif, he was the bass player. I was like, yeah, you know what? I can see that.
Too funny.
All right,
We're
everyone. We're
we're
ready.
still live.